to answer some questions that we've had in from customers.
No worries.
So we've recently had a lot of questions coming in from our customers around audience intelligence questions, things that you can add into your campaign as enhancements. So would you be able to give me an overview of what these questions are and how they're used?
Absolutely. So at Headley, we typically segment them into profiling questions and qualifying questions in the first instance. So profiling questions are essentially bespoke questions within the download form on every landing page, and all answers will be accepted. We utilize these to gather additional information, essentially, about your prospects. So some examples could be the size of team, what their current challenges are, what the highest priority challenge is for them right now. And then qualifying questions follow a very similar framework, except we will screen out an answer. So it means that the leads will have an additional layer of qualification, and any leads that select that screen out answer won't qualify and therefore won't be delivered as a lead to the client.
Okay, cool. So that's really interesting. So it's almost a research piece that you're adding into the content syndication campaign. And one of these types of questions is going to get a lot more information about, building a profile. And then the qualifying is really honing in on the targeting and making sure that the people who are going to be handed across as leads do have that need that's there. So screening them out, that's such a good way of explaining it. So do you find when people are at the point of download and they've got an extra question to answer that they're doing so truthfully?
I would say it's a great question. In my experience, yes. I think it all comes down to how the question is framed. So I know some people from past experiences, if the question is far too direct, such as, are you looking for help solving X challenge, for example, then they might expect to be contacted by sales off the back of that. So they will be inclined to select no to a yes, no answer. Um, so yeah, we do tend to find that it's all around the framework and how it is asked. So we would then turn that question around and ask what time frame that they think the challenge will need to be solved by. So 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6, 6 months plus, etc. Which is not only a much softer way to gather the information, but it's also really valuable in helping to plan the next steps of your lead nurturing as well. Another example of a yes no response could be asking, what is your biggest concern when implementing a new payroll software, with the answers being downtime, data migration and accuracy, integrating with legacy software, training our team. So all of those answers all highlight how maximum intelligence can be gathered with this sort of question. It also tells you the lead's pain point, that they are considering migrating, and this combined with the form fill, the opt-in, the asset download just provides such a wealth of information. So we would always advise customizing it to tailor the approach and ensure that you are gathering valuable and maximum information from them.
Absolutely. I think with questions, when thinking about your lead generation campaign and really going through the motions of what it's going to be like for the customer, the potential customer that we're aiming in the long run to convert into a sale, is thinking how can we better understand them, and this type of addition into your lead generation campaign can really help open up the goals. From a marketing perspective, yes, we want the leads, and that's the ultimate goal of the lead generation, but to be able to have almost the opportunity to do a little bit more customer research and understand what their challenges are, what kind of time frame you're looking at, so you can get a better picture overall of how many people are in market at that particular time, what the conversion rate is likely to be based on the information that you receive, or even just how to create the best content based on what pain points they say they're experiencing. I think there's a lot more information in there that you can gather based on these questions. And it's great to talk to you to get the insights about how to ask those questions, because that can almost be a barrier in itself we've got them to the point of download. We're gonna generate that lead. They're interested in receiving that content, and that's the last place that you'd want to put them off by asking another question in the incorrect way almost, or getting them to answer it truthfully by asking it in the right way can really help us, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And people respond well to familiarities. So, like, for example, mimicking the language, going from going back to the content and what was it about, what is it addressing, seeing if you can really smooth that customer journey throughout. So when they are downloading, it is super smooth. And then also when planning questions for the campaign, I will always take it right back to their lead generation goals. So establishing where the leads are going to go once they've been generated, what are the next steps, and therefore what do we ideally want to know. I think all of these are really key questions in deciding what questions to include as well.